Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Lush Gardener. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about a particular problem. I'm not very sure if you have ever come across this problem, but I had come across this problem roughly around 5 years back, wherein 5 to 6 of my succulents had this issue, and at that point of time I was not very sure why exactly that had happened. I thought probably it is fungus. So I'm going to show it to you once again, because after 5 years the same problem has come in, and I'm going to tell you there is nothing to be worried, especially in terms of fungus. Now over here I have two succulents. Both of them are Graptovaria Debbie. Now the issue over here, initially when the plant came in itself, it had a lot of issues. It was completely smashed, and this was the mother plant and this was the offset that was connected to it. Now because the succulent itself didn't look like it's going to survive, I had already separated it, because this particular offset was very lanky. It was almost about to get separated, so I just went ahead and separated it just in case if the mother plant happens to die. But luckily both of them did survive, but not in a very good condition. Now the issue what I'm talking over here is about, do you see these black spots or markings on the leaves? Let me give you a closer look. You can see that it's present on both of the succulent over here. This is what I'm talking about. You can see this. Now it does look like fungus, and that's what happened 5 years back. I thought it is fungus and I was quite worried. Someone even told me that it's rot and you can't do much about it. It's already starting to rot, because 5 years back my entire crown area was black like that, and it looked like a crown rot, and I was quite worried. But all what I did is I gave it another chance and I shifted the succulent to another location. Probably 4 or 5 weeks later, I happened to see new growth exactly where that black leaves were present, and it kind of gave me a hope. So I was able to rule out that it is nothing related with fungus, mold, or even a crown rot. That was a big relief, and today I'm very confident in sharing that this was a simple sunburn. Yes, a lot of times certain succulents will react very different to sunburn. We all know how sunburn tends to look like, but in some succulents it tends to appear like as if the succulent is getting rotted or the succulent has some kind of fungus. So there is nothing to be worried. All what I have done is I have moved the succulent from that location, because as I said, the sun's direction is changing. The kind of sunlight that we were getting during the winters is completely different now what we are getting in summer. A lot of the places where during the winters we were getting a lot of morning direct sunlight, and then past 11:30, 12 noon there was indirect bright light. Those spots are still getting a lot of direct sunlight, of course because of the change in the sun's direction. So all what I have to do over here is I do not need to spray anything on the succulent. I do not need to touch the succulent or the succulent leaves. I do not need to pull out any of the leaves. All I have to do is just move the succulent from that location where it is receiving a lot of direct sunlight. Now I'm not very sure why the succulent tends to show this type of sunburn compared to the others. Probably it's because of the variety or the amount of farina that Debbie has. Probably that is one of the reason. And another reason this is not fungus is because both of these succulents were in the same location, but they were very far apart. There were a lot of other succulents in between. Now those succulents have not got affected, only this variety did get affected with that direct sunlight. Now if it was fungus, then all the succulents in between the range of these two succulents would also have these black markings, which is not the case. So the fungus and mold is ruled out. The only reason I feel is the sunburn. So I do not need to be worried. I have moved them today and I will be keeping them in morning direct sunlight until 11 a.m. Post that they will get indirect bright light. Another reason I feel the pattern of sunburn is very different on this, maybe because this succulent is extremely underwatered, which I will be going ahead and watering it, and we will see how it goes. Of course I will give you an update on the succulent as and when it starts to progress, but there is nothing to be worried. If you have ever come across a situation like this, this is very minimal. It can even completely cover up the crown area, giving you a appearance that the succulent is getting rotted. Please don't throw away the succulent. Wait for some more time, move the succulent to a different location and wait and watch how it is reacting. If it is not crown rot, of course there will be new growth in coming months, but don't toss the succulent just because you have started noticing that there is a lot of black marking on the crown area. It could be a possibility, there could be a possibility it is crown rot, there could be a possibility it is just a simple sunburn. In crown rot, within 2 or 3 days the entire succulent is going to fall apart, but if it's a burn, the succulent will stay intact and eventually will start putting up new growth on the crown area. So don't be worried, don't spray anything on the succulent, it will just make things much more worse. Just leave the succulent alone. I will be watering it probably after this video, and we will keep a watch on it. I will give you an update video probably after a month or month and a half and see how things are working. So guys, that's all about it. I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button, and if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep propagating.